Hi, this is Faith in Literacy, and welcome back to part 2 in my session about early literacy curriculum. In part 1, I talked to you about why it is so important for us as homeschooling families to build a strong and balanced curriculum, especially for young learners. We need to make sure that our children are getting their phonological awareness needs, their exposure to vocabulary, oral language practice, emotional expression, fine motor development to help them with writing later on, number awareness, repetition and fluency, music and rhythm, as well as interactive storytelling. I showed you some of the activities that are in my early literacy curriculum. And so I want to continue to show you more activities. Yes, more activities in this well-rounded curriculum. Now, remember, this curriculum can be used as a standalone curriculum, but you can also easily integrate this curriculum into something that you already use. Now, the next item in my early literacy curriculum is the numbers practice book 0 to 20. Yes, we want to make sure that we are integrating math because literacy and math readiness often develop together. Now, children benefit from recognizing patterns, sequencing information, as well as following directions. And including early number sense is going to really help create a more balanced academic foundation for your kids. Your kids in this book are going to learn one-to-one correspondences with fun pictures, and each section includes a different theme of pictures. And with those pictures, we have the number as well as the number word. So kids are getting vocabulary and opportunities to practice writing the numbers as well as the number words. And for every 10 numbers, they have practice in tracing those groups of numbers and for practicing their sequencing. And in the back of the book, they have opportunities to practice writing the number words as well as a counting workspace here that they can use to draw, or they can use manipulatives for that one-to-one correspondence practice. Now, my pre-K All About Me book really encourages children to learn and talk about themselves. They're going to learn about important things that they need to know, and they're going to learn how to talk about their families, what is their favorite things, their interests, as well as their experiences. This type of personal storytelling is really going to strengthen their oral language, vocabulary, and comprehension. And it's all done by integrating those skills, reinforcing those skills that they are learning, like their letters, shapes, and colors. We also connect with social emotional learning. And so it also helps children to see themselves as learners and communicators. Now, the early literacy curriculum comes with number 1 and number 2. And in number 1, you're going to get all of those books that I showed you in part 1 and just now in part 2, and the ASL alphabet coloring book, plus a storybook. In early literacy curriculum number 2, it comes with all of those books, but instead of the original ASL coloring book, it's going to come with the ASL emotions coloring book and a different storybook. I've included these children's books and ASL resources within the curriculum. So books like O Pharaoh and The Magic of Sisterhood is really going to help kids to connect with literacy and their imagination, storytelling, as well as comprehension. These are just fun books that also integrate character education. The ASL alphabet book, both the original and the includes visual communication, and it also helps to reinforce letter recognition in a unique way. Many young learners benefit from seeing communication represented in multiple forms. Now, why does this curriculum help homeschooling families like yourselves? Well, one thing homeschooling parents often struggle with is trying to piece together multiple resources from different places. I wanted this curriculum to provide that balance while still remaining flexible. So families can use the curriculum daily. They can rotate activities throughout the week. They can adapt lessons to their child's own needs and pace, and they can create thematic learning days around the certain topics in the book. Here you can really combine literacy with movement and creativity. The goal is to help children to build strong foundational skills while still enjoying the learning process. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope that this presentation gives you some ideas for creating a well-balanced early literacy experience for your homeschooling learner. Early literacy is about so much more than simply learning letters. It's about building communication, confidence, creativity, and foundational skills that's going to support some lifelong learning. You can learn more about my curriculum and the other resources that I have by going to my TikTok shop and looking through my resources and, of course, reading about my early literacy curriculum. I hope this was helpful. Stay tuned for another session that I have about my elementary school level curriculum. So I hope to see you in that session as well. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you so much again. I'm Faith in Literacy.